Citizens Dispatch on Talk Radio.
There is a disturbing drumbeat out of Westminster growing ever louder by the day. A national lockdown is coming. The Sun, my newspaper, puts the likelihood at 60%. That's according to one cabinet minister today. While the Daily Telegraph reckons there's an 80% chance of a 2-week so-called circuit breaker lockdown. There is only one man standing in the way of this certain destruction. But can Boris Johnson hold his nerve? He's already stared down the hysterical scientists of Sage once. They are operating in a COVID bubble, ignoring the catastrophic excess deaths to come from missed cancer treatments and screenings, a depression epidemic, and poverty like we've never seen before in our lifetime. Now Boris needs to ignore that political opportunist Keir Starmer, who has been looking for a moment to try and strike a killer blow against our country. Just remember, by the way, the Labour leader wants the economy to crater. He wants mass unemployment. Anything to shepherd in a dangerous socialist government at the next election. That's what Keir Starmer wants. I think it is time for a brutally realistic national conversation about where we are going. Twice Boris Johnson started to talk down the prospect of a successful vaccine. And he hinted that a new normal might not be in place until October. Next October, so that's a year. Even Andrew Pollard, the person running the much heralded Oxford Corona vaccine team, admits a first wave of the vaccination next summer will not be successful enough to drop social distancing measures or masks. Another 12 months of this madness? Really? Who can honestly see? Tell me, who can honestly see the country getting through a year of such devastating and stringent restrictions to our way of life? Who can honestly guarantee that they'll still be in a job in a year's time if the economy continues to crater? Coronavirus is here to stay. It is high time we start talking about how we are going to live with it. And living with it is not taking the Northern Ireland approach of shutting down schools for a fortnight and closing pubs, bars and restaurants for a month and banning the sale of alcohol from supermarkets after 8 p.m. No way. It is time to rise up against this madness. Just like, by the way, the Bolton West MP Chris Green has done. He quit last night as a parliamentary private secretary to the government because he disagrees with the strategy. And I wanted to read you something from his resignation letter because I found it very powerful. Actually, this is what Chris Green said in his letter. He wrote, "By taking the current approach to COVID-19, we are creating many other health problems which are leading to pain, suffering and death. I now believe that the attempted cure is worse than the disease and that the second 6-month phase will not see the delivery of a solution via mass vaccination. The government will then begin its next phase of control." That's Chris Green, a former parliamentary private secretary who resigned yesterday. Chris Green and all the other brave MPs standing up to the current approach and resisting another national lockdown at all costs will be on the right side of history. Will Boris Johnson? Only time will tell. But it's time to put the pressure on. What do you think? Does the Prime Minister need to replace Chris Whitty and Patrick Vallance in order to launch a new coronavirus strategy that avoids a national lockdown?